When looking at the ordinance, it says putting injurious object. Do we have to have that word injurious? Because I think people will debate that, a bag full of clothes or, other items, especially items that we see they're not injurious. Is that necessary?
No, we could remove that word.
I mean, because I think that kind of opens a debate in that first sentence on what's being left. And, to Sharon's point, nobody wants to criminalize poverty. But the way that this is written is, so often we see the byproduct of things that are being left behind, no matter where it is, whatever district. It could be in 5, it could be 1, it could be in 2. This does give them the ability to remove it. They're not necessarily seeing somebody leave something in a park, and they're getting ready to write the ticket. I mean, if they see somebody getting ready to leave something, they're going to say, you can't do that. It allows people to remove the byproducts that are all over the city, which I think is the most important thing, is that we don't let this trash and other stuff pile up all over town. It gives us the ability to remove it. If they see somebody getting ready to walk away, they can say, hey, pick up your stuff, or this has to happen. So I see this more as a way to get things cleaned up than necessarily charging people. So I think the removal is the most important, that it empowers us to pick things up that aren't being picked up right now. And were you going to say something now?
Madam Mayor, I think that was mainly meant for syringes, needles, and things of that nature. So that's where it came from.
The injurious.
Yes.
So we can take that.
So you saw that word there to deal with those sorts of semi-medical waste or evidences of drug use. So that's what that was intended to add. I mean, you can certainly consider it to be trash, even though it may have some sort of prescription on it, but that's why.
Yeah, so I mean, I would suggest taking that word out, so.
I might challenge. I have a question. I might challenge. I need a challenge on that. Let Goldie speak.
Well, I'm not done. But Goldie, if you want to speak, we'll get you on the list. But I think it's important that, yes, it does say that somebody can get a fine, but they're going to actually have to see the person leaving stuff behind in order to write a ticket. I think they're more likely to do the education and say, hey, you can't leave that here. If you do leave it here, then we can write you a ticket. I don't think that they're just going to be, I don't think that they're going to be seeing a lot of these things get left behind during that action. But it gives them the ability to clean it up. I do know that some signs went up around the park saying that you can't leave things behind. There were signage put up for dumping. So I think it's important, because we do have people who just drop things off for hours and hours, that we can remove them. Plus, we don't even know what's in a lot of this stuff. I mean, just from a safety perspective, we shouldn't have stuff being left in our medians, in our parks, on our roads, on sidewalks. This gives us the ability to get it cleaned up. And it also sends a message to the people that they've got to look after themselves, just like you or I would. We wouldn't do these things. Other people need to look after themselves as well.